everyone, welcome to the Blue Chair series. I am the GhanaNaijaGirl. If you're new here, thank you for coming on board, and to my existing subscribers, thank you so much. Today I'm excited because I am here with an amazing person. I told you guys, a woman of strength, poise and character, the perfume oil boss herself, Mrs. Chidinma Enifome Diajomo. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you look lovely, by the way.
Thank you.
Okay, so before we go into, please tell us who Chidinma is.
Okay, where do I start from? Okay, my name is Chidinma Enifome Diajomo. People don't always get that surname right, but it's fine.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so I'm a businesswoman. Let me say that. Okay, I'm a businesswoman, and I'm a mother. I'm a wife, and I'm also a worshiper. So I do music professionally and like a background vocalist. But my main core job now is a perfumpreneur. So that's what I do basically.
There's this feeling where people get to feel like, oh, I'm getting to 30, I haven't achieved this, I have this target but I've not met it, and sometimes they get depressed and start to like compare themselves and feel like, oh, I don't fit in and all that. But I want to crash that notion because I know I have a lot of people who have crossed this 30 this mark, and they are doing well. They've done well. So I want people like you to please help them understand that it's okay not to be okay. It's okay not to achieve everything, and you can still rise up for whatever it is. So I'll start by asking, how was your childhood? How was it for you? Because I know that we've seen in certain situations where this could be a foundation or a root cause in shaping one's life. So how did it help you? How did it shape you and stuff like that?
Okay, this question is very broad, though. So it's not something it's not something you can answer in bits. It's very broad, but I'll just speak out a few points from my own experience. Growing up as a child, will I say I grew up with a silver spoon? Somebody will say, okay, you lost the silver spoon on the way. No, the silver spoon never got lost. But I always liked the way my father trained us, in as much as he gave us everything. He didn't literally give you everything so that you understand that in life you need to work hard for whatever thing you have, you know. So you will attend the best schools, you wear the best clothes, you do this, but when it comes to giving you money, he doesn't give you money physically, as in to make you feel like, oh, I can have money anytime I want. And one thing he instilled in me was the business acumen and how to be trustworthy and be very honest, prudent, let me use that word, when it comes to money. So, and that really helped me growing up. So as relates to the other question, as people clock in 30 and then you've not achieved anything. Now let me even start with that one. A lot of people don't want to say this physically. Now in Africa, in Nigeria, if you are 25, they start ringing bell for you. When are you bringing man home? When are you bringing a man home? When are you bringing a man home? Now, let me know, because people now assume that success is also being married is also part of the success for a woman, in quotes. That is the general notion we always get. But one regret I have was focusing all that energy on saying, okay, I want to be married, instead of focusing, because a lot of people, their own focus is, I just want to get married. But marriage is just a little drop in a big ocean of things, you know. So for me, clocking 30, before I clocked 30, I had a lot of struggles, of which I still have, but not the same struggles I had in my 20s. At least I've crossed that hurdle. So now is a bigger hurdle we're trying to overcome. You know, maybe we'll clock 40, you look back and see, okay, my 30s, I crossed this hurdle. But that's one thing I'm grateful to God for. For every hurdle I crossed in my 20s, it launched me into my 30s. Now I'm looking for something else bigger in my 30s. Yes, exactly. So, but every step you take, every single little step you take leads you to that big mark, to that thing that you're looking for. It's not going to be that easy, but if you keep working at it, if you keep working at it consistently, the word is consistently, and then you will get exactly what you're looking for. Sometimes it might not come the way you want it to come, but it will, as in, if someone will tell me that, okay, by now I'm going to be a perfumpreneur, I'll tell the person, you're bloody kidding me, you're lying, as in, you're kidding me. Because I finished with the first class, so in my head, oh yeah, someone finished with working in Shell, Chevron, when Nigeria hit us basgos. We had to look for other things, and then I started working in a bank, in one of the banks for some time, before I went to do my master's again, and then I went back to business again. That was from my, that has always been my route, because I haven't been doing business even while in university. I just like the transactional aspect of business. You know, you give out a service and then you get paid for it. It's always very rewarding when that happens. Yes. So in my 20s, I kept on pushing. It was I would say it was tough for me, because I didn't want to always get money from my father, and I never did. I never collected money from my dad, but once I started my youth service. So every money I had till now has been me growing the savings that I had and the business transactions that I did. And I did that intentionally, so it will make me grow and have resilience. So I always know that I don't have anybody I'm going to fall back on. I will just do it myself. So that made me a very independent woman. So I will not always ask people for stuff. Whatever I have, I'll be content with it and keep pushing and keep saving and keep putting back into it. So basically, that's just it. This is just a little bit of it, because if we have to say everything, then we'll be able to be in this place. Yeah.
So you say that your background actually helped shape your life.
Yes.
From before 30 and even after 30.
Yes.
So with what you said now, are there things that you would have done differently before 30 that you think that you would have done differently that probably would have helped? Do you think there are things like that? And if there are things, can you tell us? Before 30, actually.
I think what I would have done before 30 was channel all my energy into praying for clarity of purpose, of what exactly I'm supposed to do, because there is this thing about clocking 30 and you're like, oh my God, what have I done with my life? What have I done? What have I done? But if as at 25 or 23 and I finished school and I was okay, let me just say, a lot of things distorted the path that I wanted. You know, when you're in school, you've already created a chart for your life. I will do this at so time. I'll get married at so time. And then when you now see that the first thing that you wanted is just comes crumbling down, you just start you I don't know how you put it. You will just change the course of everything because of those circumstances. For instance, now, my plan was that, okay, because I finished well with my school, I'll come out and get a good job. Then after 3 years, I'll go for my master's. I would have saved enough, rent a place for myself, buy a car. Then even if a man comes, yes, marriage comes next, you know.
So many plans.
But when life give you blow, the first blow was me going for interviews, and then they're telling me, oh, you're too qualified for this job, and then you come home crying, you do so many things, and then you finally get a job. The job you get is not even what you envisage. You're just doing it so that you know that you're independent and all that.
You're doing something.
You know, those things have a way of taking you off course and then discouraging you and then killing your dreams. So that's one regret I had. I wouldn't have killed all those dreams that I had. I would have just continued and kept pushing. So that's just one regret I had. I would have just kept on pushing and then not just give up on those dreams that I had. I'm sure that by now, if I had kept on pushing those dreams, it would have manifested, but it's not too late because I'm walking into it fully now. So that's one regret that I had. So no matter how the life blows you, just keep pushing. It will keep blowing you until it pushes you to that door, and then you open the door and walk into your destiny. So that is my mantra now, and that's what I always tell even my younger sisters, and I tell them, see, you don't give up, just keep pushing, it will come through. So that's just that for me.
Resilience is the key, just keep pushing.
Yes.
Wow. So with the lessons you've learned over the years and before and now you're like after 30 and you stayed for some years, how has life been after 30? What would you say? Like, are they for the positive side and negative side? How has life been after 30?
Okay, so when I just clocked 30, I think that was when I had my first baby. So that was one of the first, one of the few rewarding things about 30. It welcomed me into motherhood, and it was
No jokes there.
it was a roller coaster of emotions because then I was just still trying to stabilize myself financially when it comes to my business and all that. In fact, my business hadn't even grown. In fact, it was even nowhere safe to start with. So imagine merging all that together. So it was a roller coaster of emotions. I had nights when I woke up in midnight to cry, pray, screaming at the top of my lungs sometimes like I'm crazy, and with all the emotions going on as in everywhere. Nobody ever has it easy and nobody even tells you about the struggles they go through. You only see the victory and all that, and then you're like, oh, what is it? The nights that I cried, as in screaming, I'm like, God, why is my life like this? I am 30, I don't even have anything to hold on to, nothing tangible. And because I'm such an independent person, I would never depend on my husband or anybody for money. It's just my part, it's just me. So it was a crazy time at 30. 30 on the dot was crazy. For me, I felt like there was nothing to be thankful for, but that's me being ungrateful if I'm not thankful for life. At least I have breath, I have good health, and I have a baby. So I was thankful for that, but there were other things that I was not just happy about. So that 30 mark, launched me into a realization of a part of my business that I needed to grow. And I thank God that God gave the provision and I was able to launch my business full time. And thank God, and that's how it has been till now. So basically, that was just the high, and then the lows of my 30s, and the highs of my 30s that I climbed into a level where, okay, I can see something and I can afford it. And I can buy it.
Very, very important.
It's very good. Very important. And then you also learn prudence because in as much as you're making the money, you also have to put the money back into the business to grow. So one of the things that I've learned about that is being prudent and being accountable. Like, for instance, I am separate from my business. Chidima is standing, Alphaluxury Fragrance is standing. So I pay myself salary. If that salary finishes, Oyo is my middle and last name. Because that business money is not going, nobody's dipping hands inside there. And that's the way I've been able to run my business without borrowing a dime. So if I have to put all the money back, there are months that I have to put the money back into the business so that the business can grow and I can scale up more to more quantities. I can categorically say that, okay, we started with few bottles, but now we have thousands. So it's been growth and it's been discipline, because I had to separate that from the onset, separate myself from my business. So it's growing, and then we thank God for that too.
Wow. Okay, so now you've talked about resilience and you've talked about discipline in all of this. So my question now is, what would be your advice for this current people in their 20s and people currently turning 30? Because there's a whole lot going on with the 20 generation. I want to help some people right now.
The woke generation
in quotes. So what would be your advice for them? Because you've talked about discipline and resilience, and that is like two strong things. So what else can you tell them?
See, patience.
Sorry, patience.
One word, one thing I've learned, and I'm still learning, patience. Here, life in a JJ, surely. Like, if you want to, because I don't know how it works for some people. People want to have it now.
Yeah.
I want to be able to live the fast life, travel abroad, buy the expensive stuffs. Now you see someone in their 20s, you're not even working yet, and you're buying human hair of 150. Like straight. Like, what business do you have buying that? And you're not even doing a tangible job yet. Why not save that money or even invest in a business? There's so many businesses to do. And by the time you save up, by the time you will have more than enough to wear. Like, okay, now who are you wearing the hair to impress? Your fellow girls or your fellow guys, or who are you wearing it to impress really? Like, some things don't even matter. I always tell my younger sister, see, this life is all in stages. A time will come. You will afford it. You will be tired. A time will come. You will have it, you'll be tired. There was a time in my 20s, I could not even afford my hair. What I could afford was the regular Yaki. I don't want to mention the brand. And we're looking fine. That was what we had then. And we're looking fine. I even do braids. It didn't stop me from being beautiful because I'm already fearfully and wonderfully made. So that hair does not even add a cubit to how God has made me because He has made me beautiful already. So all that pressure to live the fast life, carry the best bags, wear the best clothes, actually this bone streets, that's put a lot of people into trouble. And then the guy is desperate to impress their babes or impress this. It doesn't. I mean, when you clock 30, you just realize that was all these no matter. That thing, you just wasted your precious time. You see, because all that savings you did in your 20s will really help in your 30s. I mean, it will give you a leap because I have, in fact, maybe I'm a natural saver, so that really helped me. My youth service money, I saved them. In fact, this call me rich copper. My parents call me rich copper because I saved in as much as, I was doing that. I saved a lot of money. So then I use that to do other things. Now, there's so many businesses you can do. You can resell online and then you get money and the money keeps flowing in. Even when you start working. So that business is just like a side hustle because now you also need a side income apart from the main thing that you do. So my own is patience, surulere, as in calm down, be calming down. Exactly. Even when it comes to relationship status and you say God when, hey, my sister, be calming down. See, God saves the best for the last. If you're a Christian and then you go by God's way, I don't know how to say, but I'm a testament to that. I stayed for like 4 years without any relationship. Not because guys were not trusting me. I could as well start dating anybody because, in quotes, I want to be in a relationship. So everyone will say, oh, I'm in a relationship and all that. No. I stayed with that because my purpose was any relationship I'm entering into now, it has to be God's way and it has to be for marriage. It has to have a head. So I'm not going to be wasting my time dating plenty people for what I can count. In fact, I don't think I dated more than 2 people in my whole life. Because there's no point dating so many people. Yes, I was a fine girl. Toasters were there. Toasters were there, but I knew that I knew what I wanted. And I'll not say, oh, because I want to get money from this person, I'll be dating this person. That's where people get it wrong. Your dignity is worth more than any money anybody can give you. And your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit. So if your generation is telling you, oh, you have to stay woke, you have to test the man, no. Keeping yourself is still in vogue. It's still very classy. I mean, no man, any man you say you are not going to do this, he will respect you to the core. And trust me, they will respect you to the core. But if you want to throw yourself all out there because you are not patient and then you fall, because we're emotional, women are emotional, so men know how to say the right words to get you. So if you don't have that discipline and then patience to say, okay, what does this person want from me? What do I have? What do I want from this person? If it does not align, please move. You don't have to be in a relationship to be yourself or to grow. In fact, it even gives you more time to grow. So you will not be investing in something that will not yield any results. It's okay to be single. Very, very okay. If it gives you room to think well, serve your God, and then grow your business or grow your brand or whatever you're building, or even your career, it will help you. So patience, very important. Don't live a fast life. A time will come when you have everything. A time will come when you have everything. So that's one advice I will have for them. So thank you.
Thank you. So before we go, lastly, you said you came from Silver Spoon and all that, and I know there are still people out there who, the younger ones who, of course, they're actually not like derailing or trying to live the fast life. Maybe because they have so much responsibility, or they don't come from the silver spoon background, and they're really trying. What would you say to those ones? Because they feel like, okay, maybe they're doing something. For instance, maybe this person is earning like 20 or 50K, but the person knows that it's not their own. It's going to something else. Like someone who is actually trying to like build themselves, but somehow the situation is not just helping or anything. What would you say to those kind of, what would you encourage them with? What would you say to them?
I must say they are trying, because I've met, in fact, I have a friend that was like that. She was like the breadwinner at a very young age. Now she was tempted to do a lot of stuff just to be able to raise funds for her family. But in all, she just kept herself and then kept on pushing. I really, really, really admire you people. You are doing. I don't think words are enough to quantify what you're doing. I mean, a responsibility has been laid in your hands, which was supposed to be for your parents, and then you're doing it as a young adult. I mean, it's very tasking. Your mental health is at stake, your physical health is at stake, because you have to keep thinking, oh, how do I meet up these needs? I must say, I must commend you. You are doing an amazing job. But one thing I know is that for every time you pray to God and ask God for help, He will always show up. And you will keep paying these bills. One day will come when you will look back and say, I can afford to take care of anybody I want to take care of and still have more than enough. So keep pushing. Don't let anyone discourage you. I know that it feels like your youthful life is being lost because you cannot even have fun or go out to see movies. But I mean, sometimes take care of yourself. Some of those bills can actually stay. Sometimes just say, oh, you know what, I am doing this for myself. I want to take care of myself today to really help your mental health. So sometimes you just take out time to do it. Those bills will still be there. So, but you need to also take care of yourself. You need to also pamper yourself once in a while, because even me myself, I do it. So I want to encourage you. I want to tell you that you are doing an amazing job, and just know that God always watches over you, and He will make that thing that is in your hand to prosper. So you will have more than enough to pay the bills you want and still have more than enough to save. So that's what I have to say.
Wow. Very, very, like, my head is full. Thank you so much. Like, this was so interesting. I know for a fact that this has helped somebody. Even if it's one person, I know it has helped somebody. Guys, this is amazing. She talked about resilience, talked about discipline, talked about patience. Because in this world, and in this Nigeria particularly, if you need patience. Like, you need all the patience you can get. But at the end of the day, actually, if you actually keep your head down, it will definitely pay off. It will take time, but it will pay off. I'm a product of that, and I can tell you, it will take time. Thank you so much, Chidima, for coming on the show. I really enjoyed this. Thank you so much. So guys, if you like this, if you liked what Chidima told you, if you liked the entire episode, please give us a thumbs up. It really helps us. And please share. Somebody might just need this episode. Okay? And don't forget to turn on your post notifications, so when episode 2 drops, you will be notified. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys for coming on the show. I'll see you on episode 2. Bye.